Hey, Loco Sports fans, happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Marcus Walsh with you tonight as we go through another night of spring sports high school playoffs. A lot of baseball action going on, a little bit of tennis, some lacrosse, although we're still looking for some of those scores. Baseball and softball, we got you on lockdown thanks to Game
Yep.
Changer. But some of the others a little hard to come by. Also, some big matchups on the pitches, not playoffs yet, but some big soccer matches tonight, and Wes was out at one of them. So a lot to discuss, and I mean not like a ton. It might be a quick show tonight, but we got quite a bit to get through, and we'll set the stage for what's to come the rest of the week as far as playoff brackets and those kinds of things go. The show brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning, our OGs. They jumped on board right when we got started and been with us ever since. They're official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports, and they're our presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and big win for the two-time defending champs tonight that we'll discuss a little later on. Thanks to Mickelson Law Firm, they can help you with all your legal needs in downtown Bluffton. And you guys know WHHI TV, our partner in local sports and our only really full-time TV station here in the Low Country, and our
The hyper low country, because
the
you have all
hyper low
those
country.
Savannah
Yeah,
stations.
well, that's not the Low Country. That's the Coastal Empire.
And
Yeah.
that's true. That's fair.
But you're dedicated only to the Low Country,
Yes.
so that sets you apart. And also,
Yep.
we just like you better. And you have Marcus
Thank you,
Walsh,
man.
and all good. So WHHI TV and Mickelson Law Firm, thanks for letting us do this every night, most nights anyway. How y'all boys doing today? I'm dragging. I'll tell you, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Long day.
I am too.
Doing
I'm-
well. Getting after it again. Doing work today. It was a couple of meetings from home, voiceover stuff. Logan Clark, who we just added on yesterday, was his first day in the studio. He's going to be doing a lot of the upcoming. It looks like a lot of the upcoming like on location things. So I'm going to kind of offer to help him through those a little bit, possibly. But he's going to be out and about quite a bit in one of the meetings that I set up, and more to come with that. But I've got a couple of ideas possibly for him or some other people as we get closer and closer, inching our way towards the fall. But we don't have to dive too much into that. So meeting day and the like. Got the cleaners coming tomorrow, so doing some stuff around the house, and then of course I was at softball later this
Yeah.
afternoon as well.
Yeah, nice win for JP2 as they keep
Really
kind of
was.
rolling along. They've had a really nice season on the softball diamond.
There's still
How you
some
doing,
regular
Wes?
season softball. Obviously, they're the playoff tournament thing doesn't start for maybe another week or two.
Yeah,
Softball,
it's
season softball is moved
next
like
weekend, I believe.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, but yeah, no, just they do it a different way, but it's still fun. They enjoy it and they get into it. But yeah, that should be like I said, all these sports. I kind of wish they had home playoff games. That
I
be able
know.
to. At least I think softball, if you
Be
get
there
to
to
the state
celebrate.
championship, we'll have some. But yeah, we'll have one. But yeah, we'll see if they can get there. But I'm doing well. It was a beautiful day today across
Really
the
was.
low country, and got over to Dolphin Head to just chill and walk on the
Nice.
beach. And it was a
Nice.
nice little fun day. And just checking a couple of scores and Hilden Christian Academy, as you mentioned, dominant form there. I was hoping it would be them and JP2, but it appears that JP2 did not get the win. So it'll be Augusta
Yeah,
Christian that will come to Hilton Head Christian Academy, which should be a great atmosphere on Thursday. But yeah, I'm doing great. Been busy with a couple of things, and taking time to enjoy the outdoors, especially the beach. I love to have close access to the beach around here. Living in Hilton Head, it's such a privilege to be able to do that.
Yeah, when I lived on Hilton Head, unfortunately, I didn't take advantage of it enough. Luckily, I still have friends at the beach and tennis. So
No,
with things coming up, summer right around the corner, and things are going to be dying down for us as far as what we do covering sports, especially with the schools. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to hit the beach more,
All right.
thanks to having some friends and whatnot. It's a beautiful luxury for
Yes.
sure. And today a much nicer day than yesterday, no
Yeah,
doubt
but
about it.
I think we're finally gonna get
Yeah.
some rain in the next couple of days, from what I've seen.
Yesterday was it was chilly. It
No,
Yeah.
was
but
real chilly yesterday.
yes, but it looks like starting tomorrow. Last time I checked, um, yeah. Well, actually, no, not tomorrow, but Thursday. It looks Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It looks like we're gonna get some rain,
Okay.
potentially. Like
Well,
80,
despite all the
80,
rain we got
80
on
plus percent
Sunday, we
chance
still
of
need it.
well, like 80 plus percent chance of rain, like Thursday
Oh,
through Saturday. So
okay.
could play a role in playoffs with baseball. We'll
Certainly.
see. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it always seems like we run into that. You know, this time of year, you're gonna have some wet weather, and it's gonna mess up some of your playoff schedules, and you're gonna have to move things around. I mean, we had to let a game go in the second inning because we were down big, and we weren't gonna make Carver's Bay drive all the way back to Carver's Bay and then come back 2 days later when the
Mm.
field dried out to finish the game. So, you get into dicey situations too, where you get rained out for a couple of days, and then you got to get these games done before this date so you can move on to the next stage. So hopefully the weather is cooperative over these next couple of weeks, because it would really be a shame. We haven't had any rain all season, and then we just get washed out the whole postseason. That would be
Yeah,
a
that's
real
how it works
shame.
sometimes,
Yeah.
isn't it? Can't
Sometimes it do be
control.
like that.
Yeah.
But no, we're missing some big scores from tonight. So if anybody out there has them, Hilton Head girls lacrosse, how'd they come out tonight against Fountain Inn? We're eager to know. Bluffton and Bishop England lacrosse, I haven't checked on that one yet. May River girls beat Buford 23-1. So May River
Wow.
did their part, and we just need to know if Hilton Head did their part to get that all Lowco matchup in round two.
We have to get
Don't have any of
Joe.
these first round tennis scores, so we're going to try to track those down as well. But we do have some baseball and softball, as we mentioned, including, as Wes alluded to, Hilton Head Christian 10-0 win over Lawrence Manning, Augusta Christian 2-0 win over JP2, and how about another shutout? Hilton Head Prep 5-0 win over Orangeburg Prep. Tyler Britschke with a 2-hitter in that one.
Yeah, the familiar
Goodness.
suspects at work with Hilton and Prep Hilton and Christian Academy, both
Yeah.
defending state champs from last year, and both perennial strong programs, and
Hmm.
not too surprised amongst those scores for either of those two teams, in particular Hilton and Christian Academy, because they have been on an absolute tear. They've only lost one game all season. They're 25-1. They're only lost
Yeah.
a 1-run. They not a run possibility. They could have potentially had a perfect season. I mean,
Oh
yes,
yeah. I mean, I
it
think they
could.
kind of let that one get away.
Yeah, no, I mean,
A one.
if they would have won that one, I mean, they absolutely could have ran the table. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, they ain't
the,
done
the,
it
the,
yet, but it was a 12-11 loss.
right, but it was a
Was the
one-run
one
knock. It
loss.
was a one-run game
Yeah.
back on March the 11th, and that was it.
Right.
That's the only loss so far. So I mean,
Crazy.
obviously there are tougher games to come, but just goes to show how good they've been. That is rarefied or even be close to saying, "Oh, we're going to go undefeated in baseball." That rarely ever happens. I mean,
Right.
uh,
It's insane.
yeah, but
But tonight wasn't a given against
no, it
Lawrence
wasn't.
Manning, because you remember when they played them earlier this year up there, they got down 8-2 after
Colt
3 and had to
Sparger.
come back and win that one
Colt
14-10. But yeah, Sparger
Sparger.
was dealing tonight.
Yep, 7 Ks and 4 hits. Just 4 hits. Didn't walk anybody. He
Wow.
was fantastic, and that guy has grown to be such an important guy on the mound for Hilton Head Christian Academy. Just supplement their tremendous offense. What a juggernaut they've been this year, and it's obviously we keep forgetting talking about Jackson Richardson, how good he has been this year. He was a big force
Yeah.
of that championship team a year ago. Easy to forget about him. He has been fantastic again. A double today. And that was his only hit, but he drove in a run. And then Bird with a double. I believe that was the bird that plays third base.
Right. That would be Stone.
Yeah, I think I know Slade played
Little
center, but I
Bird.
was trying to think of the other
Yeah.
name of the other
Little
bird kid.
Bird, Stone.
Yeah, Stonebird with double. Yep.
Yeah, he can hit too. They can all hit.
Yeah, it can.
If if it says Bird on the back of his jersey, he can hit.
Yes.
That
They
seems
all
to
can
be.
hit like Larry
Yeah, yes.
Bird could shoot.
Yep. Yeah, they can. They can all hit it. So yeah, and then Ski's a 2A tournament. Thomas Hayward stayed alive. They won 14
Yes.
to 10 tonight after losing 5-1 last night. So they'll get game 3 at home, I believe, on
Yes.
Thursday
Yep.
against the Kings Academy. So Harvey Beach going to be
Yes.
rocking on Thursday night.
Yes, they will.
Thomas Hayward baseball. Buford Academy did not do so hot.
Mm,
It looked more like a football score. Lee Academy put up 4
yeah.
touchdowns on them. Didn't make none of the extra points. Either that or they made 3 touchdowns with the 2-point conversions. One or the other.
Mm,
24-0. So rough going there. So good job, boys. Buford Academy. Good season.
yes.
Go get ready for football season over there. Softball. We talked about, or we mentioned JP2 with the 11-1 win over Northwood. Marcus was out at that one. Some other
Yep.
games. Bridges Prep 18-4 over Cross. Colleton Prep beat Clarendon Hall 9-4. And how about this, Wes? May River 1, Hilton Head 0.
Wow.
Indeed.
Number 1
Good.
team in the region, last place team in the region, 1-0 ball game.
That's why we love. That's why we love it. I mean, that's why we love
Yeah,
softball. Just crazy things can happen. And Hilton Head
Skylar Ward.
softball, I am very, very impressed by what the Hilton Head softball team has been doing this year.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Whoever the new
I mean,
coach is, they're doing a fantastic job with the
yeah,
players.
it's Nikki Perry is the head coach. Gosh, I don't know the one coach's name, and I feel bad because he's a great guy. We've talked a lot, but I don't know his name. And then Coach Ranajeski's
Yep.
wife,
Okay.
Coach R woman, and as opposed to
Yes.
Coach R man. And they're doing a great job with that program. Tremendous. And just we saw them early in the season, and then again later in the season, and yeah, like whew, they're taking big steps. And to see what they did tonight. I mean, to play May River to a 1-0 game is crazy.
Yes.
So good stuff. Good stuff. They're coming, and it's going to be fun to watch them turn the corner. How about that JP2 team, Marcus? First time getting a
They
first-hand look at them, right?
they looked quite good. It was a little bit of a sluggish start, I felt. There were a couple of balls hit on the infield, uh, kind of fumbling the
Yeah.
softball around, so to speak, at the outset, but it really did not take them long to get going. It was scoreless after an inning and a half. I tell you what, uh, both pitchers, really gave it their all. And the great thing about softball that's a little bit different, there are a lot of things that are a little bit different than baseball, to say the least. But these girls, especially in the circle, are just absolute grinders. I
Yeah.
was really impressed with Tevi Mullen today.
Yeah.
She
She's a beast.
was absolutely terrific. Um, JP2 got the offense going in just despite walking a little bit in the first inning, they couldn't get anything going. And then they really got it going in the second inning where they scored 6 of their 11 runs. Big triple for Ellie Heathcott, Rachel Brenneman, excuse me, with a single. Again, more walks and just manufacturing really good hitting, patient at bats and really making uh, the folks from Northwood really work and have to get as much as they could out of it. Northwood looked like they were going to have a little bit of a rally about midway through the game. They did get their one run in the third, but they just could not stop the speed that this JP2 team has. And to see these girls, get after it from top to bottom was really impressive. I'm not sure. I guess this was the case because towards the middle of the game, Sada Willis was at the plate, and the girls were singing "Happy Birthday" to her. She ended up
Yeah.
having a couple of strikeouts on her night, but she singled as well. And, despite those early miscues on defense, especially kind of from the left side of the infield, just too much for this Northwood team to handle when you talk about JP2 and what they can offer. And it's from the top down. Everybody comes ready to play.
Right.
We've talked about it ad nauseum in all of these sports. And Northwood did what they could, but they could not get much going. Certainly, a couple of big hits here or there. Grace Williams for Northwood, Abby Overfield, who was on the bump for them. She threw the ball pretty well. I was impressed with Emma Duckworth as well, but too much JP2.
Yep.
They were really, really sharp after that tough first inning.
Yep.
Yeah, they look solid. And they have 4 losses this year, 2 to Lawrence Manning and 2 to Wilson Hall. And as I understand it, Wilson Hall is a unit. And I think, Lawrence Manning probably is too. So I was going to look up the 4A softball rankings for skeezers, just because curious. See what Max Prep says. I don't know that it'll be accurate because I don't know that Max Preps doesn't, or Skeeza doesn't have an imperative that you post them on there. Oh, plus they don't have 4A on there. I don't know. I can't trust these rankings. They don't even have JP2 in there. It says 3A, but then it has Wilson Hall and Pinewood and Heathwood in it. So Max Preps doesn't know anything about Skeeza softball. If anybody was wondering, you don't have to worry about looking on there for that.
Yeah, they've got very little.
It's not on there. But then we had some soccer. A lot of region matchups: Hilton Head, Beaufort, Bluffton, May River, Bishop England, Colleton County, Battery Creek Bridges in a crosstown rivalry, and Hilton Head Prep Patrick Henry. But the big one, the Bluffton Derby, leg 2, and it was at the Tank tonight with the boys, or at the Den with the boys, right over at Bluffton, and good showing again from the Sharks.
Yeah, I mean they end up running the table and going 10-0 in the region, which is quite impressive. But what I think that May River has really done so well is the defense, and that back line who has been continued to be just lights out this entire region run so far, and it's been good to see that team keep churning with the new coach. I mean, obviously, Misa Garzon now in Hardyville, but they're really looking the part, and that is all it takes in the playoffs is to play that level of defense against the Bluffs team that was coming in playing some really good soccer. So I'm very, very impressed with what I've seen with May River, and I think that they're a legit threat to be a contender in these playoffs.
Yeah, May River boys, as you mentioned, running the table in Region 6 4A, that's been a super competitive league. It's been pretty rare for somebody to be able to do that, but Sharks,
especially in that region, it seems like there's a lot of parity.
Right. It's been a really tough league. But where's that? I'm missing a game there. Yeah, so I got a couple girl scores. Hilton Head 8-0 over Beaufort, so that means they run the table too.
Yeah, they
right?
do as well. How about
Girls.
that? Who would have thought? Of that region, who would have thought that? I mean, that's all
it's
the
hard to
credit
do.
to yeah, wow.
Really hard to do. Bishop England beat Colleton County 10-0 on the girls' side, and it doesn't look like they were playing boys. I don't know why. Does Bishop England not have boys soccer?
Pretty sure they do.
That's odd.
I think so too. They have
Strange.
to. Yeah, they do. I wonder why they weren't playing.
This schedule's gonna be kind of.
Oh, they play tomorrow. They play Colleton tomorrow.
Yeah, Bishop England schedules have been a little different.
Just the boys, though. The girls played tonight.
It's strange. Very, very strange. Yeah. Very, very strange. I don't know what
things happen. There's reasons usually. They might not make sense to us.
Right.
That's about all I got.
Yep.
On the score front. I'm scouring.
Yep.
Here's one. Hilton Head Prep boys, girls rather, 8. Patrick Henry 0. So a lot of shutouts tonight. A lot of clean sheets to go around. Boys soccer. I'm still scouring.
Yep.
Scouring for scores.
Yes.
Whale Branch boys 6-0 over Barnwell.
Wow.
Another clean sheet.
Let's see. Let me take a look at these. I'm interested in seeing the RPIs for soccer and where they are right now.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a look at them.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. High School League RPI. Let's go to 4A. Let's start with boys soccer 4A and see what we got here. May River, numero uno in the state of South Carolina. So they will have the 1 seed in the lower state, home field advantage throughout the playoffs if that holds. And in 4A, girls, Hilton Head is third, just behind South Aiken and Gray Collegiate. So Hilton Head would be although wait, South Aiken and Gray are both are they both lower state? South Aiken is
Yes, I believe they are. Because we saw that region, the South Aiken region, and
right. Yep.
And when Gray's definitely, Gray's
Gray
in that league with North Augusta in them, right?
Yeah, I believe that's where it is. But yeah, that's a pretty stacked lower state over there for. So yeah, you got South Aiken is where is South Aiken? Yeah, they're four. Oh, they're in the same region. Okay, so Hilton would be 2 seed because one of those two would be a region champion. So the girls would be the 2 seed. I would assume, and May River would be the top seed in the lower state, which means they would have home field the full way.
Pretty nice. Outstanding. Yep. That's outstanding. Yes. That can make all the difference too. Because soccer, man, just getting one call that goes with you or against you can be the difference sometimes in some of those games.
Yep. Well, it just takes me back to Joel Fleek and all those
years ago. The magical.
Yep.
Is that against Bishop England?
It was, I believe it was.
Lower state finals. Yep. I know Carlo was there. Carlo remembers it fondly. Yes.
For those who are not aware, Fleek scored, I believe, twice in the final minute to when they were down a goal.
Yeah, they were down a goal, and Fleek scored. The equalizer and the game winner in like short time. Like they in high school, they stopped the clock at 2 minutes, and it was stopped for a good while.
Yes.
And then he scored twice. So it was getting down on time.
Yep.
So amazing stuff. And then they went on to win the state championship. So we'll see. May River could do it again. Nick Lewis, former Shark, an alum of the program, taking over and doing big things over there. So here we go. Soccer scores that I did find. Hilton Head 8-0 girls over Beaufort. Bishop England 10-0 over Colleton County. Hilton Head Prep 8-0 over Patrick Henry. On the boys' side, May River 3, Bluffton 0, Whale Branch 6, Barnwell 0, Hilton Head Prep 5, Patrick Henry 1, and Beaufort Academy 11, St. John's Christian 0. So a lot of lopsided ones.
A lot of nil going on.
Yeah.
Nil.
Clean sheets, as they call them in
clean sheets, indeed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pass back through the girls lacrosse max preps here and see if we have any new scores, but alas, we do not.
Are there any baseball or softball scores that you still need?
Yeah. There's a couple. Battery Creek Hampton baseball and Hardyville Whale Branch baseball I haven't seen yet. And that's really it. Then a couple soccers.
I mean, I would assume Hilton Head girls lacrosse has quite the edge over Fountain Inn, but we'll see if we can.
Yeah, I would assume so too. But we just don't know yet.
Yeah, great program.
But if they won, I should say, they will host May River in the second round on Saturday.
Yes.
If they lost, then their season's over, and May River will host Fountain Inn. But that seems highly unlikely. I'm
I would.
CX probably got it done. Just didn't post it on Max Prep.
Yeah, they're a really well coached team. Kara Cook has them playing well in the playoffs. I'd be shocked, absolutely shocked, if they didn't win that game. But we will have to.
You said you needed Hampton County Battery Creek?
Yeah, you got that baseball score?
17-1, Hampton County.
Wow.
Hey.
Good job, Canes. They haven't won many
And
this year.
Yeah, good to see Hampton County on their
Hardyville
form.
Whale Branch is not up yet.
Good.
All right. I know where to find it if. Here we go. I'm about to find it though. Maybe. It may not. I mean, it may not even happen for all I know. You know, this time of year, sometimes teams call them off, but I thought they were going to play.
Could happen.
I saw them wearing their pants after school, so
Yeah.
they were going to play.
Mm.
I don't know anything about the tennis. I know Bluffton was at home, May River, Hilton Head, and Battery Creek all on the road in the first round of the high school boys tennis playoffs, but we have not found those scores. A couple other scores: non-playoff baseball: White Knoll 8, May River 1, Bridges Prep 9, Low Country Leadership 5. And that's about all we got tonight, boys. So looking ahead to tomorrow, we got doubling back with some baseball. Buford at Colleton, game 2 of that series. Bluffton at Bishop England. Bridges Prep at Hilton Head. You going up to that, Marcus? Did you mention that?
I was planning on it.
Considering
Actually,
it, yeah.
That's a fun
Weather's dicey tomorrow, but we'll see.
That's
Yeah,
a fun non-region game if
it
they
is.
can play.
regardless of the weather, I've got more business to take care of here at home, so I'll be tracking scores and stuff from home. Next couple of
There you go.
days going to be kind of busy with
Touch and
home
go.
stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, have some stuff with the cats that need taken care of and whatnot. So sticking definitely home base for a couple of days.
And then here we can get up the Skiza baseball brackets real quick here.
Looking
Go
forward to
through
seeing what Hilton
these.
Christian we could do at home against Augusta Christian. I expect Hilton. I expect it to be tested a little bit more in that game and see how they respond.
So Hayward's got another one at home on Thursday to try to close out that series and get a matchup with Lee, which seems to be a juggernaut. Colleton Prep, they lost last night, so they're going to play. They were playing tonight, weren't they? No, they play tomorrow. Never mind. They play tomorrow against either Greenwood or PD, whichever one lost tonight. I'm not betting on that one. Hilton Head Prep won, so they will presumably play Williamsburg. I haven't looked up that score yet, but I would think they took care of Spartanburg Christian. And Patrick Henry will play Orangeburg Prep tomorrow in an elimination game. So they'll have one out at the farm tomorrow night. Hilton Head Christian beat Lawrence Manning tonight. Augusta Christian beat JP2. So Thursday night, Augusta Christian at HHCA should be a good one. Tomorrow, JP2 will be at home against Hammond in an elimination game. So they'll need to win that one and then knock off the, I guess, the loser of. Oh, wait. What's that? 1, 2. Oh, so Lawrence Manning would wait for them next, and then they would have to get to. Man, it's a long haul if you get in that backside of that bracket.
Wow.
You got to win a bunch of games in a row.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, it's tough back there. So JP2 will not play. They will play tomorrow. Yeah, they will play tomorrow against. Who did I say? I can't keep it all straight.
JP2, you said JP2 Hammond.
Orangeburg, or Hammond.
Yeah.
Hammond at JP2. That'll happen tomorrow. HHCA will not play tomorrow. Patrick Henry will be at Orangeburg, and then Colleton at either PD or Greenwood Christian. All right. And then softball, you got Cross at JP2. That's a decent matchup. JP2 probably take that one too, though. Bluffton at Colleton County. That's a pretty good little matchup. And then some big soccer. The big one, HHCA at JP2. 4 and 6, I think they do those. I'm not sure. You might want to double check that because it seems like I'm getting mixed messages from the Max Preps. Let's see. Yeah,
I was
like
getting
4
a
and
whole
6.
bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah,
with
There's a lot of
stuff.
that going around. Looks like 4-6 for the soccer at JP2, which will be good. Should be good. Should be really good. So that is what happened tonight and what's happening tomorrow. And with that, I guess we can talk sponsors a little bit and do our parting thoughts and call it a night a little early since it is a school night. Shout out to Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and we had a new episode tonight. I got to run point for the boys, and they were in rare form. They took down the NFL draft, the usual suspects from there. They got into all kinds of stuff, and basketball, of course, a little baseball. They didn't like the Red Sox firing Cora, but go
I
check it
saw
out.
Jeff was
Under the
asking them
Bus.
about that.
Well, no,
Yep.
well, I would throw Breslin under the bus immediately.
Yeah.
No
And
kidding.
that's kind of what they did.
Good.
But yeah, check out Under the Bus on the Lowco Media Network, and check out Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, a great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, right on Skull Creek. Good as it gets. Also, shout out to HHI Windows and Doors. Our old friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep hung up his whistle. He's focused on a new kind of screens, and he wants to improve your view of the Lowco at HHI Windows and Doors. Twinge and Twombly wants to defend you in your personal injury case. They've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twinge and Twombly Personal Injury Attorneys. Reverence Wrestling Club, they want to take your skills on the mat to the next level or help you do it. Get in there and get to work at Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. And if you need to get that haircut or not, head over to Jay's Barbershop in Ridgeland, a great place to hang out whether you need a haircut or not. Those are our sponsors. Marcus Walsh, WHHI TV, you're up first in the parting thoughts lineup.
All right, fellas. Another tough loss for the Guardians. They lose 1-0 tonight. Listened to about the last 3 innings or so of it, leaving JP2 and heading home. Travis Bazzana, major league debut, walked a couple of times. Always great to get that first day out of the way for sure. Batting seventh, so we'll see how that kind of shakes out. I mean, it's early, and I'm one that I tend to just kind of press when things aren't going right with certain guys, but there are guys that are definitely slumping big time in this lineup, and they probably won't change much, but I don't think it would hurt to jostle the lineup around a little bit. You got to score to win, and they're not doing enough of that lately, and it puts all the pressure on the pitching. And when the pitching doesn't do particularly well, and the bullpen has definitely struggled, the starters are doing whatever the heck they can. It looks like Tanner Bybee's getting back to being Tanner Bybee, thank goodness. It just makes it tough. And so now they've lost, I think, what is it, 4? Yeah, they lost 2, the final 2 in Toronto, and they lost the first 2 to Tampa. So they've lost 4 in a row.
Want to hear something? Want to hear something absolutely crazy? So I don't remember ever seeing. I know it's for 30 games in the season. In the American League, there is a team with a losing record that is currently in the playoff spot. That's the Texas Rangers at 14-15, occupying the last spot in the wild card. Cleveland,
I don't
despite
doubt.
being 15-6, they also have a losing record and are also still in the wild card spot. Go figure.
Holy cow!
Yeah, that Central Division.
That is 2 teams in.
Not great.
The National League is absolutely obliterating the American League right now.
Yeah.
Everybody in the National League's over 500.
It's why they call it
in the Mets.
It's why they call it the senior circuit.
Well,
not really, but
crazy.
No, the AL has been the dominant
nuts.
league for a good while, but I guess the Dodgers in recent years have kind of.
Well, it's not just the Dodgers. You see the Braves, other teams have really been stepping up, and the Padres, the Cubs. I mean, it's Cincinnati's having a good year, and then the American League is just, as the kids say, mid this year. They're not doing anything.
Very mid for sure.
You could even say cheeks.
It's more.
It's
more mid than mid sauce. If any of you know what mid sauce is.
Mid sauce.
Italian spaghetti sauce. Mids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The other thing I was going to add is I'm not sure how big a fan you guys are of the Kentucky Derby, but this came across
Oh,
my eye today, and certainly I'll be making my picks later in the week. Figuring we'll do maybe a show Friday or something for the Kentucky Derby, but this is going to be Donna Brothers' last Kentucky Derby broadcast.
Mm.
oh wow.
She is known for having the helmet and being on a horse with the microphone and
Well,
interviewing the jockeys after
Yep.
they win.
all I remember,
Uh,
of the Kentucky
she's
Derby is that
tremendous.
Bob Baffert wins every year. That's all I.
Well, except
Just
when he was
about.
banned for a
Yeah.
while.
He was.
Oh, he
I
was
believe
banned.
Rick Pitino's got a horse in there this
Really?
time, or at least he's a part owner of a horse in
Yep.
there.
Okay.
I believe.
I'll look
I could
into
be
it.
wrong about that,
Yep.
or maybe one of his guys does. I don't know. I heard something about it on Kornheiser today there,
Hmm.
and then the guys were talking about it tonight too. They were
Yeah.
speculating
You got the
whether
Derby picks.
Patino was going to be there, because they love Patino. He's one of the apples of their eye. They talk
Yeah.
about him all the time.
It's one of those events, and I mean the entire Triple Crown. And I grew up, around
They call
horses
it
and
the
whatnot.
best 2 minutes in
This one,
sports.
yeah, people either absolutely love it or they could absolutely not give a darn. And I happen to really enjoy watching the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes.
I like to watch the race. It's not conducive to my ADHD because it'll be on for like 5 hours,
Right.
and
Like I
then
don't know.
I'll
I
go to
guess
the bathroom and come back, and they'll be like saying who won, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I can imagine
No.
having to put in 5 hours of filler time just for like
Oh,
pregame stuff, and you have a two
it's a
2 minute
lot,
race.
a lot.
As my dad likes to say, and it even counts when I'm doing it. He's like, enough with the hoopla. Just give me the details on what's going on. I'm like, well, you
Get
don't
on
feel
with it.
that way when I'm doing, my cold opens or my pregame shtick, do you, Dad? He's like, I tolerate
Obviously, they
you.
have
He's
other
doing too
races
much.
that happen before the Derby, but they don't really they don't show them. They don't show the other races, but they have like a good amount of them
Oh
before the.
yeah, yeah. There's a whole card,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But
but
yeah, it's
yeah, I don't know. The Triple Crown's kind of been devalued now. Like people don't even run all the races, even when they have a chance to win it, which is a
right.
bummer.
No,
So
it's
that's a
certainly
bummer.
not what it used to be for sure.
Who do we have last year? Journalism, was that last year?
Journalism
Yes.
lost. Or
Yeah.
I remember journalism lost to somebody.
I
I don't
remember
remember
he was in it, yeah.
Yeah, who was the big horse last
Somebody
year?
beat him.
Yeah, it was something ironic, right? Who won last
Uh,
year's Kentucky Derby? He won
Might have been
two. She won
yeah,
Sovereignty.
sovereignty.
She
Sovereignty,
won
That's
yeah.
two,
because
and then they shut her
people were.
down.
Yeah, that's because people were making the puns of sovereignty being journalism and all that. Yeah, I remember.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sovereignty. All right. So who you on, Marcus? You got a winner for the Derby?
Not yet. I'll let you know later.
You don't have an exacto box for us?
Not just yet.
All
I'll be
right.
working on that Monday, tomorrow and Thursday.
All right, sounds good. Wes, what do you got, buddy?
All right, I got a couple. Starting in local, the Maryville Sharks have released their football schedule for the 2026 seasons and some new opponents that they will see this year, including their opening game on. They will be on their way to Wando.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I knew they were looking for a
I
game for that slot.
Yep.
I think it just came out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah. Nope. Just today, I saw they tweeted
Okay.
today. Yeah, they tweeted today earlier this morning.
I'll check that
Time to
out.
hashtag eat. They're at Wando, then they're at Mountain View Prep. And then they have two home games against St. James, Battle of the Sharks, and then Manning. Before heading to a fellow 4A squad, North Augusta, to close out non-conference schedule. Interesting slate. Mountain View Prep's been a team that has been ranked the last couple of years. That should be a quality opponent. Wando certainly should be an interesting test as well to start seeing. So I mean, scheduling heavy is always a good sign. Although I wouldn't expect them to be undefeated to the point where they have been the last couple of years. I think the schedule is certainly toughened up. I think this year. So certainly some winnable games though. I think they'll be tested though. We should see how they start out, but I like the schedule. I like the non-conference schedule. I like it a lot actually. So I think
I'm excited to see what they look like this year. It'll be a new look,
Yeah,
different.
new era, much
Yeah,
different,
absolutely.
different look, and
Old turnover.
looking forward to seeing how they do this first year for this new coaching staff. Um, a big one here. This has been in talks for a while, but it looks like it is finally becoming official. The NCAA, it appears that they will be increasing the field in both the men's and women's basketball tournaments to
I don't like it.
76
Hate
teams.
it.
That has looked like it has been confirmed. It is on track
Don't
to.
get. Sorry to cut in. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna watch, and I'm still gonna do everything, and I'm still gonna love the tournament. But the fact that it's increasing that much,
By
I
8
don't like
teams. It
it.
was 68. Now it's going to be
Insane.
76. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
it.
So it's
garbage.
the first four is going to be more than the first four now, because you're going to have a couple more
You like the
games.
first 8,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep. Yeah, additional 8 games.
Yeah.
So
12,
the first 24 of the
play-in
76
games, basically.
teams. So let's do some quick math. 76 minus 24 is what, 52? So 52 teams would get buys, and then the other 24 would have to go to the playing round. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
Goodness.
wild. Don't care for it.
Yeah.
Not a fan. 64 was the correct number. We got off of that for some strange reason, and now we'll probably can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Mm.
No,
So now we're going to however
Genie's
many.
long gone.
Yep. And then finally, as most already have known already, another manager has been canned in Major League
Yeah.
Baseball. This time it's Rob Thompson from the Philadelphia Phillies. After the Phillies have limped to a National League last place 10-19 mark to start the season, and looks like it is the Mattingly's team now. I think Don Mattingly has been named interim guy. From what I have seen.
Yeah.
Mattingly was managing tonight, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, and they got a win, I believe.
I
Oh,
don't.
Max Garage, where did you
Hi.
come from?
He just got here.
From nowhere.
Just in time to talk about Don Mattingly
Just
becoming
in time.
the manager of the Philadelphia
Yeah.
Phillies.
Yeah. I think I don't like the move by the Phillies. I think Rob Thompson's a great manager, but I think
I'll
the
disagree.
lineup he had was flawed. I think at the moment, I don't
Nah.
like. I think the lineups were an issue. I'm not saying management wasn't an issue. I think that was part of the problem, or part of the problem currently with the Philadelphia Phillies. But I also think I think that lineups. I don't know. I think the lineup's been struggling. I think management, yes, has part of the issue with why they've been struggling as a team, but they've had a couple injuries here and there as well, and it's not like this is a young team either. This is a very veteran heavy offense. So and the other thing is they're going to have to pay him quite a bit of money because they just signed him to an extension this past December during the offseason. So it's an interesting move. I would have liked to have held on to Rob Thompson for just a bit longer to see what he could do. But also you don't want the Phillies to slip away too quickly either. You want them to still be within a distance of I think within a distance of making it interesting within the National League East and within Major League Baseball as well. So I don't like the move, but I also, I quite understand why they did it.
Yeah. Yep. I think that with the direction they're heading, it's evident that in a lot of those situations, you're going to have to find a way to just change the culture, and a lot of that time is changing the culture is making the move of moving on from your manager. They trying to find a way to build any momentum or just kill any bad momentum, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
The worst, it's the fastest way. It's the easiest way you can do. You can't overhaul your roster overnight, but you can.
And the funnest thing is the general manager, of course, was formerly with, if I'm remembering correctly, the Boston Red Sox, Wes Kerr.
Yes.
And of course, he reached out to Alex Cora today, or actually, no, I'm sorry, yesterday or something like that, to talk about him coming over as a manager. He basically said no. I think the reason would be that
he decided to spend time with his family.
spend time with his family. But here's the other thing: that Phillies position will probably be open
Yeah.
this coming off season. So I mean, like it's not
Yeah.
the end of the
Well,
world
and
that he's
whatever
right now.
whatever money he gets paid comes, like he's getting paid right now to not
Oh, yeah.
work. A
Yeah.
lot of money. So you might as well not work for at least a while, You're
Yeah.
gonna get paid anyway. Might as well take a little downtime.
And the other thing that shocked me was
Yeah, Mendoza
somehow.
has to be
Yes,
next.
I agree.
I can't believe if you
Yes.
told me 2 people were going to be fired before him, I would have told you were
Yeah.
insane. But here we are.
Yeah, well, that's exactly where I was going with it. I thought Carlos Mendoza was next on that list. I thought he was going to be before Alex Cora. I thought Rob
Yeah.
Thompson was going to
Well,
come
nobody
before
was
Alex
thinking about
Cora if
Cora.
it happened.
Mm.
Like so it's early moves for baseball teams, but this is the time to do it if you think you have a team that can turn things around, because we still have a long ways to go. That this is the right time to do it if there
Yeah,
needs to
I mean,
be
I think
changes
that's a good
in
point, just
management.
because like you still have that window where
Yeah.
if you can turn things around.
This is the window.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
something to turn around, because while it is a 162 game season, you can't wait forever to try and fix
Right.
things. So this would be the time to do it.
I think you're right. And I mean, usually the people making those calls usually have a good pulse on, how the feelers are playing about the manager, players are
And
feeling about the manager,
Don
etc.
Mattingly is not a bad plan B. If
No.
Alex Cora
Is it
said
his,
No, he'll be a steady hand.
son,
He'll be a
or,
steady
yeah,
hand.
he's a steady hand who has multiple years of managing experience
Oh
with both
yeah,
the Dodgers and the Marlins. He knows how to
yeah. He's
manage a
solid.
and I
baseball team.
believe
So.
Mattingly's son is the GM, Preston Mattingly,
Really? How
or
about that?
president,
Really?
general manager and the president of baseball operations. Yes, that's what it's saying.
Oh,
Interesting.
damn.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Anything else, Wes?
Yeah,
Proceed your
that's
time.
all I got. But that's pretty cool. His son is he's been the
Yeah.
GM since 2024. So
I did not realize that.
yeah.
Good stuff. Max Araj, what you got, buddy?
Well, obviously, big news, of course, from USCB. Men's golf is going to be competing for
Yep.
We
a
talked
spot
about
in the
that last
national
night.
tournament. They're playing in the NCAA regional tournament out at Valdosta Country Club. And then McLean Neal, of course, going to be playing individually at the women's regional at the Cleveland Country Club, which I think is in North Carolina, but
I assumed it was Cleveland, Georgia, but I could be
it
wrong.
could be Cleveland.
I was
Or
thinking
Cleveland.
Georgia.
Yeah.
There's a lot more than just one Cleveland Country Club. So
Not Cleveland, Ohio. I know that.
No.
Yeah,
or Cleveland, Tennessee. That's what I meant. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Too many Clevelands.
Ashton
where
McNair was watching. Maybe she has the answer.
Well, there is a Cleveland Country Club in Shelby, North Carolina, and
Well,
there's
that's
one
what
in
I was
Cleveland,
thinking,
Tennessee.
but I can't. Do we have any teams in North Carolina? I don't think we. Well, it's an NCAA regional, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it could be North Carolina. I don't know. But congratulations to them. That would be the first
Tennessee.
team in USCB.
Oh, to Tennessee.
Hosted by Lee University. That's what I thought. Cleveland, Tennessee is where Lee is.
There's too many Clevelands out there, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cleveland rocks.
Yes.
It does.
So this would be the first USCB teams competing for an NCAA tournament of any kind. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and it's cool to have it to end that in this first full year of eligibility, because the basketball teams were close. Unfortunately, fell short. And there are other teams that were competitive. Certainly, women's soccer was competitive in the fall. Good to see golf being the first to get there, get to the dance, and exciting stuff for both the men's team and McLean, because she has been quite the star, not just on the course, but she's gotten some attention in terms of some.
She's internet famous.
Yeah, internet celebrity. Yeah,
internet famous.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Anything else?
Well, I was watching Braves baseball on the way home tonight. Of course, they have a big series this week against the Detroit Tigers, who are sitting first, I believe, in the American
We were
League
also
Central.
talking
That's
earlier,
right.
Max, before
Let's
you
go,
got here.
Rough night for
Bravos.
the Tigers already.
We also talking before you got here, Max, about how the National League is absolutely dominating the American League. And our
Yeah.
two American League teams are losing
Yeah.
records in the playoffs right now.
But no, it's been a rough night for the Tigers already. They lost Casey Mize. He had to leave early, and then Javi Baez got hurt
Javi
too.
Baez, he got carted off. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it was a
Sounds like
weird deal. He was trying to stretch for first base on a bang bang play,
Oh,
and his foot kind of slipped, and then his other foot kind of crumpled behind him. You couldn't really tell exactly what he did, but it didn't look good.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all. So
Yeah,
hopefully
not
hopefully Casey's
doing
okay.
well.
Casey, it looked like an arm issue tonight.
Yeah.
His fastball was sitting at 90, which is not
Wow.
usually where he sits. So
It's not even close.
It's
Yeah.
not good in 2026.
Yeah, and he's a he was an all-star last year. This dude's a very good pitcher, and he sits mid to upper 90s. So I was watching tonight, and I was like, boy, his fastball does seem slow tonight. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's okay. They took him out in the third, so Tigers kind of falling apart.
Mm.
However, tomorrow, Tarek Skubal will be on the mound for the Tigers. The rookie getting his second major league start, J.R. Ritchie, is going to be starting for the Atlanta Braves. He went 7 innings last time out.
I think what a cool opportunity for him to go up against arguably one of the best pitchers in the game right now. Yep.
Yeah, I love J.R. Ritchie. That dude is he's got something cooking. He's a really talented pitcher for how young he is. He has great command over his pitches, which he has like 5 different pitches in his arsenal as a rookie. He's just very, very solid. Number 1 prospect out of the Braves franchise. So I'm very excited to watch that game tomorrow. Anything else you think? Well, obviously, Helmy Christian getting the win tonight. I was very excited about that over
dominant once again. They have been rolling. I'm looking forward to see how they do against Augusta Christian, because that should be a bit more of a tough
matchup. I think that should be a very good matchup. We know, I've known over the years, Augusta Christian has been a very strong baseball program over the years. They were the defending 4A champions last year. Of course, Helmet Christian ended up winning. So this Augusta Christian team is very strong. So I'm very excited to see how that game goes. Between
the one thing just to worry about just check on the weather, because there's right now I'm looking at the pretty significant chance of
it's not great the rest of the week, put it that way.
From Thursday through Saturday, which could really pull a wrench on
it's not going to be fun. Then put it that way. It's going to be an interesting rest of the week in terms of weather. So we shall see. We shall see.
I happen to think of just a couple more very quick things. When you were talking about Casey Mize, Max, I just got on Baseball Reference and I looked it up because I'm like, how long has he been pitching? He started pitching for the Tigers in 2020. And if you remember 2020 at all, that was the year that felt like 3. So no wonder it seems like he's been in the league forever. My goodness gracious. That's wild.
But, and he's coming up on lifetimes ago. This is a free agent year for him too. So if there's anything serious with his arm, that's not a good sign for him.
Yeah, that's definitely telling. The other thing that I just dawned on me now that I forgot to mention when I was talking about JP2 and Northwood tonight, and certainly JP2 with that big 6-run second inning, they put up 3 in the third and then the final 2 to get to 11 in the fourth. I met Lauren Majorkowicz's mom tonight. And, I'm just talking to her. She's wearing an Ohio State Buckeye ball cap. And we're talking, and I mentioned that I came from the Canton-Massillon area, and then I went to Ashland University for college in Ashland, Ohio. And she said, "Oh, I went there too." I said, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." And so we're talking about that. I said, I graduated in 2012 from AU. And she said, "Yeah, that's where I started. And then I went to Otterbein College." And I said, "Really?" And I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "That's where my brother actually ended up going to college. That was my second choice." And apparently now she's about ready to get her master's from the Ohio State University. So to Lauren Majorkowicz's mom, again, pleasure meeting you and getting to chat for a few minutes. You just never know who you're going to run into and the stories you're going to hear.
Yep.
It's a small world
After all,
Oh man.
sure is.
All right, you're up.
Trying to find this comment.
Sorry.
BJ Payne's trying to tell me about.
Every time I say
Here we
it's
go.
a small world, that's the first thing that comes to
Oh,
my head. And it's the most
BJ
annoying thought.
Payne has chimed in on the football schedule talk. He says
Oh.
Hilton Head High has the toughest non-region schedule in the history of Beaufort County next year. South Florence, Bamberg Earhart, Rock Hill, Christchurch, and Camden.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow,
That's
that is a loaded non-conference
That's a
schedule.
legit murderer's row.
Wow.
Holy.
You got, I
But
mean,
you know
South
what?
Florence.
You know what? With
All
the
those
team
teams
that-
have won state championships.
That's
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
actually
recent
exactly
years.
you got to do. You guys are. I mean,
Wanna be the
this
best,
team
you
is
gotta beat the
respected now.
best.
I mean, they
That's right.
gave
Well,
Greg
and that's
Cleach everything
exactly
they
what I was going
could have
with that.
ever that lower season semifinal game. Like they're right there, and how are you get better? You're going to try to schedule the best possible team. BJ Payne has the end of to get get matchups against a team like that, especially with what this team is capable of doing this year. So it
No
just
doubt.
adds the excitement for Hilton Head football. I mean, you're going up against some quality programs to begin the season. And,
For sure.
that's exactly what you want to see.
Well, I mean, I was about to say, if this is a team that I think can go deep again this next season, if they stay healthy,
absolutely.
you put yourselves up.
We've been saying that for years now.
That's like Hampton County type non-conference schedules where Hampton
No
County
kidding.
Or Beaufort the year that they won state.
Won the title.
won state. That's exactly where I was about to go with that. That's what you want. If Hilton Head wants to make a deeper run than they did this past season, that's the non-conference schedule you need to have. You need to take on some of these increasingly, very good, very challenging opponents. Even if you don't win all of them, the experience is what you get out of it, and it helps you as you continue your season into region play.
Yeah.
Well, they typically do that, talking about Beaufort, and I have a feeling they'll continue. Beaufort's problem the last 2 years at least has predominantly been health. They just haven't been healthy. They need to get back to doing that, focus on a few small steps, and then maybe they can get back. I think they're a couple of years away from sniffing where they used to be.
Cody Slaughter's going to do a good job with that program. I think.
No doubt. Absolutely. He's the right man for the job.
No question. All right. One other parting thought for me, because I forgot to update you on it during the show, but no back-to-back Big South championships for Jeep Patrick. Did not win it this year. He tied for second.
All the best to him and Chris
He's got
Tremblay.
another 2 under today to finish at 5 under.
Who won it?
And tie for second.
So good.
Dewey John from Charleston Southern shot 7.
There you go. The Bucks.
My boy.
Yeah. Dewey?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
Anyway.
with that, we'll call it a show. Just inside an hour. We did it, boys. Good stuff. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making it possible. Thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. And thank you, fellas. Marcus Walsh, Max Raj, and Wes Kerr. And I'm Justin Jarrett, and we'll be back real soon. Until then, stay loco.